how do you talk to folks in that arbitrage model versus that partnership model? What's your approach differently to those homeowners?
Yeah, it's a great question. So the answer to it is it really doesn't have anything to do with someone having like a preset agenda coming into a meeting with the homeowner. What actually happens is you want to get really clear on what is a homeowner or a property owner's goals with their investment property. And you want to have that drive the conversation, because that's how you make it about the other person. And then you're just simply finding the model that works best to help them achieve their objectives.
Yeah. And that's really true. Like when we say partnership models, it's not like we have a partnership model and it goes towards it, right? Like there's multiple ways to skin the cat, and just really looking at this, it's having that open conversation where it's a win-win-win for really everyone coming through. It's a win for the homeowner. It's a win for the guests staying at your property, and it's a win for us, obviously, too. So when you kind of play in that field, right, and you're able just to find everyone's goals, that's when it can really work out well. And when we're trying to look at these deals, and before we even come into these conversations with a property owner or homeowner, we always try to run the numbers before, right? Actually, we do. We don't try. We do run the numbers before, because we have to make sure it's a viable deal, viable area, making sure, you know, which one would actually work out better, right? Like, is the arbitrage process the best? Is the partnership? Like, let the numbers speak for itself. We don't try to pigeonhole anyone into one type of property or type of deal.
Yeah. So when you understand what their goals are, so for example, if you're talking to someone that's like, I need a steady income, I can't make less than X number of dollars per month. Well, the partnership conversation is totally off the table, because that may not be appropriate for that person. So then you would have a discussion like, well, I can rent your property as if I was a long-term tenant. And then obviously, you know, we go through all the different benefits of what that can do for that person. With partnerships, though, the way we structure that and show the value of it is we say, hey, look, if we work together, we can help you turn your property into a profitable short-term rental. So you could actually make more money on your investment property than you could by renting it long-term. But the best part of all is that you actually don't even have to do any of the work, because that's where we come into the picture, and we'll actually take all of that off your shoulders. So not only can you earn more, this entire arrangement can be completely passive for you. So really, it just comes down to understanding like what is their goals, what is their motivation, and then just simply finding the deal structure that's going to suit best to fit their objectives.
Yeah, no, I love that kind of, it's not a one size fits all approach to it. You guys are going in kind of eyes wide open. You've got, you know, multiple options that you can take the deal down with. How are you analyzing the property before you even reach out to them? I mean, what's that analysis look like? Are you guys looking at just, you know, specific property types, specific areas? You know, what's kind of guiding that research?
Yeah, it's a good question. And I keep saying it's not a one size fits all as well when you're kind of analyzing deals, and it's super dependent, but we do have a structure that we take our students through. Definitely there's software that we can, you know, and tools that we have our students go through. A few of them, obviously there's AirDNA, there's all the rooms. I'm sure you've heard of that one. And so that's kind of previous data. It looks at the history of what's the average in that area for that kind of size of house, you know, elements like that. And then there's going to be future data. Look on the short-term rental platforms themselves. There's Airbnb, VRBO, Booking.com. Like, take a look and see what your comparables are actually charging and potentially getting in that area as well. So that's forward-looking too.
So that's part of it, of course. But the first thing, you always want to make sure whatever market you're looking to get into, you want to make sure that it is friendly to short-term rentals as well. Now, there's obviously going to be varying degrees of that, of course, which, you know, in our training, we go through all the different kinds of examples and situations that someone might run into when they're trying to navigate that process, right? But, you know, the other really important thing is you want to really make sure that whatever market you're looking to get into, you know it inside and out, because in order for you to identify where there's value, you have to understand what are properties renting for in that market, in the long-term market, in the short-term rental market, how much profit potential is there between those two numbers, and then most importantly, is there an opportunity for landlords to earn a greater return if they were to partner with you rather than just renting their home as a long-term rental?
And this is especially important if you're looking to purchase
Yes.
in any kind of area. Because you got to look at zoning, you got to look at regulations. Is it a primary residence? Like you have to look at all of those factors, especially before you buy. So what I love about what we do with rental arbitrage partnerships, we can test out a market to see its viability before we even purchase into that market. So it's kind of that tester, and it's easier to get out of a lease or agreement rather than a mortgage for a place. So if you ever want to look into an area as well, like you need to do this upfront research before you get into any of those deals, but especially before you buy.
People are traveling differently. People are working differently now. So the trajectory of short-term rentals is only going up right now. So it's drawing more attention. Guys, if you want to get involved in it, these are your folks. If you don't have a ton of capital, if you don't want to utilize your credit in order to get into these properties, but you want to make money in the short-term rental space, go ahead and reach out to Michael and Katrina and their team at BNB Bootcamp at VIPfinancialeducation.com. Include your first, your last name, and the best number to reach you at, and they'll talk to you about their program. There is a cost associated with that. If you guys can kind of break down the offering, and I know you guys are always gracious enough to give a special deal to our folks that are watching, on the channel here. So if you can kind of break that down, what do they get? What are the costs associated with that? Yeah.
So when anyone's kind of considering coming in, we always want to be transparent upfront of, what it looks like to actually work with us, the cost coming in. So we offer a 4-month BNB Bootcamp Kickstarter program. So that's everything we talked about on this call so far, is like how to get in, how to get those business foundations, differences between rental arbitrage, partnership, all the systems, the back end, the pricing, like literally starting kind of, I guess, that business in a box that you were saying from scratch to really be effective and hit the ground running, but make sure you have a very good business to be able to grow and scale with. So that 4-month program of anyone coming in, our program starts at $12K US. However, with VIP and the relationship we have, any students that are coming in from that route, we do offer the VIP discount, which is $9,997. So just shy of 10K. That's, on the call, you're ready to get going. You're sick of being on the sidelines, ready to hit the ground running. We do offer that for any students coming in through VIP.
And I understand you guys have some financing options also. If people won't necessarily have the 10K, call it up front, there's some installment programs, and you guys have some financing options as well. They can talk to you guys about that on that phone call. So guys, if someone's watching this episode and they are kind of debating on whether or not to move forward, what would you say to them?
I think they just need to kind of analyze their life right now. It's like, kind of just sitting in action, not like, what's the cost of inaction? Like, are you okay with your life the way it is right now? If you're in a W-2, or you have the power to change it, right? Starting something new, having the blueprint of doing it, and trying something different. The way you want a different life is by doing something different. So we're a good fit for someone that's ready to go, taking the action and wants a different life for themselves and their family. And we potentially generational wealth of when you're really looking into it. So anyone kind of sitting on the sidelines, that's what I would kind of refer to them. Just look in the mirror, have the discussion, and let know if it's a good fit for what you're actually looking for.
And there's no discrimination here. I mean, we literally have people that I have a 19-year-old kid going through my program right now that has, he just got started. He barely had 2 nickels to rub together. Now he's got 3 properties, and he's sending me, DMs wondering if he should drop out of university.
Oh, wow.
And we have people that are
in their 60s,
and they're just trying to make a few extra $1,000 a month to supplement what they're making on a pension income. So really, at the end of the day, everything in between that, what it really boils down to is, as Katrina correctly mentioned, is where are you at? Where are you going? Are you happy with the direction that you're heading? And if not, then maybe it's time to start looking at something that's different, getting into a different vehicle that can take you to a different destination. I mean, for ourselves personally, I mean, we started this business with, next to nothing, and here we are 4 years later, and, been able to transform that into, a
multi-million-dollar business with multiple properties under us that we own. And, and we're helping others do the same thing.
Yeah, no, y'all are a true success story. So Katrina, you said something there. You said about being a good fit. Who wouldn't be a good fit, I guess, would be my question.
And I'm not afraid to even say that as well. Like, people that aren't a good fit, I would say, that kind of quick money, silver bullet solution that someone's, we sometimes get questions on calls of people coming in being like, like, what's the time factor? Like, I don't really want to work evenings and weekends. Like, I maybe have an hour per week. And it's like, this is starting a business. Like, I want to be transparent. Like, this is starting a business from scratch. However, we're going to do it the shortest amount of time possible, the most direct route, but it is going to come up as work. You will have to, because it's your responsibility to have your own business, but it's going to be your responsibility for your future and your own cash flow. So someone coming into this, it won't be a good fit if they're looking for, clicking a couple buttons, money coming out, right? We're going to show you the easiest and simplest and automated way possible to start this business, but it will be work.
Yeah, we always say to people, when opportunity comes knocking at your door, don't be surprised in the least if it's disguised in the form of work clothes.
Right, for sure. Well, that's like the the person that shows up for their interview and asks how many vacation days they get, right? So you immediately know probably not the right fit. So fantastic, guys, and it's probably not the right fit for most people, guys. This is an active strategy. You can make a lot of money doing it, and the proof's in the pudding. These guys have made a ton of money doing it. They're showing others exactly how to do what they have done over the last almost 5 years at this point. So guys, always a pleasure. Looking forward to having you back on. Until next time, take care.
Thank you so much.
See you then.